welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk about Michael Jordan and bring up stats, facts, and achievements throughout his career that truly proves, yes, indeed, Michael Jordan is the greatest player to ever play in the National Basketball Association. What Michael Jordan did for the NBA was amazing. His great athleticism and his very strong competitive drive truly revolutionized the NBA. He's the reason why a lot of these players have signature shoes. Why Kobe, LeBron, KD, Kyrie, all these players have signature shoes. Even players who have signature shoes with other brands. MJ started that. Again, he revolutionized the NBA, and his strong will led him to 6 NBA championships, going 6-0 in the NBA Finals. We can take a look at some of his stats. A stat that we can start off with that proves Michael Jordan is the GOAT is that he has the highest points per game average in NBA history, which is 30.1 points per game. He also has the highest playoff points per game average. He averaged 33.4 points per game in playoffs. It's the highest in history for both regular season and playoffs. Jordan, he just gave his all when he was playing. He can score tremendously well with that mid-range jumper, driving to the basket, hanging in the air, and then switching the ball to the other hand. We still don't see any other player in the league today doing that. Years after he's done playing basketball. MJ also holds the record for the most points scored in an NBA playoff game. As you see, he scored 63 points against the Boston Celtics in the 1986 NBA playoffs. Game 2 in the Garden. Went up against the championship Celtics team. That team is loaded. Arguably one of the greatest NBA teams ever. But what he did was amazing. As we see, what Larry Bird said after the game, and I quote, he was hitting shots outside, driving to the hole. We had about everyone on the team guarding him. He was obviously in the zone. He kept them in the game. With the big basket after big basket, we couldn't stop him. This is the championship team saying that. It was remarkable what he did that day. And literally almost 40 years later, the record is still not broken. And we can take a look at some clips. And boom, my favorite clip from that game, crosses up Bird. Beautiful, money, mid-range jumper. Boom, money. His bread and butter was that midi, man. Face up, driving to the hole, runner in the lane. Jordan's his first couple of seasons with the Bulls, he was just so fast and springy. The man was simply the GOAT. The man gave his all. Not only that, Michael Jordan also holds the record for being the only NBA player in history to never score under 20 points in an NBA Finals game. He played in 35 NBA Finals games. MJ also holds the record for the most total block shots by a guard. We can scroll down to look at his totals throughout his career. He has 893 total blocks. And look at the 1987-1988 season. That's a season where he had 259 steals and a total of 131 blocks. In my opinion, that is the number one greatest individual season ever. What that man did was just goated. The Michael Jordan that season, he won MVP, Defensive Player of the Year award, and he led the NBA in scoring that season. That's it. Look at that. That's just simply remarkable. And that will more likely never be done. Again, he gave his all on offense and defense. That's a lot of energy. I mean, we definitely don't see a lot of players uh, do that today, which is why I don't have a certain player that a lot of people consider to be the GOAT, because defensively he doesn't give it his all, like Michael Jordan did, or even how Kobe did. But again, Braun, this is not the video take on Braun. Braun is a great player, but man, Michael Jordan is second to none. As we know, even before he won his championship in 1991, before he won his first championship, he was already considered a GOAT by many people. He already, by that time, before winning the championship in 91, he already had 5 scoring titles, man. And he had 6 All-NBA selections. And then he also had 2 MVPs and made 4 All-Defensive teams, 1 Defensive Player of the Year before winning his first chip. That's a Hall of Fame career already. That's better than a lot of NBA players' careers who go on to play in the NBA for years. The guy is just unreal, man. MJ, he averaged 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5.9 assists, pretty much 6 assists, and 3.2 steals, and 1.6 blocks per game. That season, that 87-88 season, which is what I consider to be his best season and the greatest individual season ever. And the dude shot 53% from the field, 84% from free throw. A shooting guard shooting a high field goal percentage like a center when most of his shots are mid-range perimeter jump shots. Of course, Jordan went to the hole. We know Air Jordan, his airness, the hang time, him dunking on people. We know that he was a great slasher, the greatest slasher in my opinion. But again, most of his shot attempts were middies. So for him to just shoot over 50%, it's insane. MJ, he also holds the record for the most points per game in the NBA Finals series, which is the 1993 NBA Finals against the Phoenix Suns. He averaged 41 points in that series. Ridiculous the way he was just dropping 40 every game. MJ, he also he holds the record for the most scoring titles. As you see, he led the NBA in scoring 10 times. He has 10 scoring NBA titles. And second behind him is the great Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain had 7 scoring titles, which is also Wilt Chamberlain's total. And MJ, he holds the record for the most NBA Finals MVP awards. Of course, what Jordan did in the finals was just wild. 6 NBA championships in a span of 8 years, and he did it on 2 three-peat teams. So he had 2 three-peats, which is the hardest thing to achieve in American sports. The Los Angeles Lakers are the last team to three-peat, and when they won the championship in 2000, 01, and then 02. Even that great, stacked, loaded Golden State Warriors teams could even win 3 championships. As you know, they lost to the Toronto Raptors in the 2019 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan was just insane. We probably might not see another three-peat in the NBA history for a very, very long time. And there also was a time where Michael Jordan, he played a point guard for 24 games, but in 11 games, what Michael Jordan did, he averaged 33.6 points, 11 assists, 10.8 rebounds, pretty much 11 rebounds, 2.9 steals, 3 steals, pretty much, and then almost a block and he did that while shooting 51% from the field. There was a time the Bulls wanted to explore MJ in a different role when Doug Collins was the head coach, and it really did work. But Jordan was definitely a true two guard. But this just what he did when he ran the point for those 24 games. That season was insane in the 88-89 season. It goes to show you that narrative is complete BS. That Jordan is just a scorer. He's just the guy who just shot the ball and scored a lot of points. The guy, as you see, was averaging 11 assists. He was getting rebounds. So he was a true, complete, all-around player. He can do everything. And as we see, Michael Jordan, he did have a streak of games where he never lost 3 straight games in his career, and that's the most by any other player. It was a streak of 632 games without losing 3 straight games. Don't think that record will ever be broken again. What Jordan did was insane. And I wanted to show some clips from that season where he played point. We can take a look at one game that he had. The first triple-double, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists. So, look at that. Jordan doesn't pass, right? Beautiful dime to Horace Grant. Beautiful dime to Pimpin. Crashing the boards. Running the offense. Bounce pass. In transition. Jordan. Jordan is truly the greatest player in NBA history. You can, even that PER from that season, that 87-88 season, was insanely high. MJ, by far to me, the greatest player ever. And I wanted to end it off with this fact and achievement that Michael Jordan has in his career. This is the greatest player of all time debate ender right here. So Michael Jordan, he is the only player in NBA history to get selected to an all-defensive first team, win the regular season MVP, get selected to the All-Star team, lead the NBA in scoring, get selected to the All-NBA first team, win the NBA championship that season, and win the Finals MVP that season. He did all of that in one season. And guess what? Guess what, guys? Michael Jordan did that 4 times. He did that in 1991, 1992, 1996, and in 1998, the last season he played for the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan, hands down the greatest NBA player of all time. He is second to none.